Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, guys. Whew. I'm super stoked to be back. Welcome, everyone, new and old. Welcome to the live stream where we first review the watch list, and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend. It was kind of nice in terms of I really took kind of 3 days off. You probably noticed there's still kind of a bunch of YouTube comments I haven't gone through yet. I wasn't really on social. It was nice, a really nice kind of long 3 days. Really had a bit of a internet detox. Feels good. Went to some beer gardens. Got out again with Corona opening up. It was just a nice long weekend. It kind of reminded me of, when you're a kid and then you have a 3-day weekend and then it's a 4-day week and you're just like, the week already feels over. That's what I feel like right now. Which I think emphasizes the fact that I really didn't do too much work. Although yesterday I kind of worked half the day, and Saturday I also worked, but still. Okay, let's dive into things. Today's Tuesday. It's the May 26th, and it is 9:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 14 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading by 10:45 roughly. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's dive into things. One little fun fact is, at 10:30, the gap and go strategy is really coming to an end. And I would honestly probably say at 10 o'clock, the gap and go is more or less over. So the way sometimes I'm trading this, I was doing a lot of reflection on my past trades, especially this month. And I still am kind of trading aggressively after 10:30. And, like the typical breakout or bailout totally makes sense for the gap and go. But when you're trading a little bit later in the day, things tend to move a bit slower. And I've been kind of tripping over myself a little bit because of that. So just a little thought I've had, and you guys probably noticed it as well. Let's go through the watch list because it's a nice watch list in terms of, the gap scanner, and you guys are all looking at the same stuff I'm looking at. Oh, let me go ahead and open my cash account, have the right one popped up here. So let me move this up. All right, what am I talking about? So here's our gap scanner. Here's what's kind of popping up here. We got EVFM, one of the top ones. Let me go first to this, and let's kind of look at what's going on. And what I mean by, not too much in terms of like, we don't have anything exploding right now, anything where I would be kind of tempted to go long or trade pre-market. Although I gotta say, I was looking at it around 7 a.m. and there was a few good pre-market potential setups that I was kind of looking into. COTY up on news, one AP Pro. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll have to look at that. MNLO. Let's go through the scanner first, and then I'll check out some of the other tickers you guys are calling out. We got EVFM. It was up 70% pre-market when I ran the scanner. 47 million float. Their shares outstanding are 49 million, so pretty similar. US Biotech with the FDA approval on birth control gel. So anytime any sort of FDA approval, no matter how kind of huge it is, it typically tend to do pretty well. So that's a really good catalyst, and you can kind of see it right here. Came out kind of Friday evening, so it was, it's had time to kind of get priced in for sure. It's not one of those articles that comes out at 8 or 9 pre-market on a Monday, and then sometimes you'll still be in the first leg up by the time the market opens. So I think this one's going to be probably a little bit slower of a mover, but we do have some big support here at about $6. So I will be kind of interested to see how this area holds. And I wouldn't mind doing maybe a red to green move on a stock like this, which I think could be quite valid because, it ran all the way up to $9 and then it pulled back a little bit, or, quite a bit. So let's see how this one opens up. And talking about pulling back, it pulled back about 26%. So just a little reminder here. We're looking for tradable stocks that are typically at a float of under 50 million, ideally under 10 million, with a news catalyst, strong spike history. So let's quickly look here. What's the spike history? I'll tell you, it has some nice cap down histories. A lot of these spikes to the upside Except this one, this is a pretty nice move. 1, 2, 3, 4 days, big green days. This is only one. Here's a one big green day. Decent spike history. I mean, here's a bit of a gap up. Continued either to pull up and then probably sold back the rest of the day. So this one didn't hold its highs, but it's decent. You know, it's a bit mixed. Here's a big day, closed higher, so that's quite nice. So it doesn't, you know, totally sell off all the time. So EVFM could be quite a strong open and could hold its highs pretty nicely. So let's see how this one performs. This is definitely one of the lead gappers on the day. Morning, Satoshi. DFFN, former lead gapper, gapping up about 60%. I'm not a huge fan how aggressive this thing pulled back already. Also DFFN, you know, this one's been kind of popping up here quite frequently. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be getting aggressive on it. I'll kind of see how this one performs. If we kind of shoot over, I think 1.5 or something like that, I would like to maybe get long again or something like that. So I think this one could maybe find some support here between 1.3, 1.4, maybe have a red to green move, maybe shoot above 1.5. I'm going to put alert here if we do, but I could probably see that happening on DFFN. FDA response for meeting request. Kind of a lot of catalyst. Accelerate FDA. Receives accelerated FDA response. It's kind of like, sounds similar to fast track, but I'm not totally sure if it's the same as fast track. I'll go ahead and write some of these things down. DFF and just you know, kind of remember a few things. 80% pre-market and FDA news. DFFN has kind of been in a daily long-term trend to the upside, which is kind of nice as well. Above the 180-day moving average is a good thing to kind of pay attention to. Gets FDA response. Oh my God, Satoshi, what is up with those horror stories lately? Hope it's not too bad. So DFFN could be quite interesting. Remember some other things we look for. So we said, you know, strong spike history. Does it have it? With DFFN, definitely has strong spike history. It typically only has these one-day spikers. Although here you could kind of argue, you know, several-day run. And since it started at such a low, I mean, we are at 21 cents. Now we're already at getting, you know, close to $2. So quite a big increase already in price. I would definitely argue it has room to run. I mean, we're below 1.5, 1.4 area right now, and I think it could probably spike up to maybe $2. So we'll keep a close eye on this one. 115, definitely some big support and resistance in this zone, and again around 1.3. Definitely want to mark that area. So definitely a critical support zone down here. Let's see how much it pulls back. IZEA, pretty strong open here pre-market. Typically, I'm not looking at below $1. We're on the backside of a longer move, so IZEA probably won't be tradable for me or something I'm going to be looking at. SKYS, kind of interesting here, but it is on a multi-day move already. I'm not sure how I feel about that with SKYS. I do like the price range on it. I wasn't really looking at this one pre-market too much earlier. I'll quickly check the catalyst on this one. Proposed transaction. Okay. So they might be getting bought out at $6. Interesting. SKYS. Oh, let's see how this one performs. SKYS. Up 50%, not too shabby. CLB, CLRB, I was actually thinking about buying this one pre-market, and it was right around here when we were getting close to the support zone of 178. I was hoping we'd get a little bit closer, and I was looking to buy somewhere in this support zone since the 180-day moving average is kind of critical in this area. We also have multi-day support and resistance in this area. Unfortunately, we didn't test it all the way, so you could probably see here in my monitor tab, I had a few limit orders on MTC, and I just kept on removing them. Right here at the 175 was my original one. Yeah, we didn't get down to this area, and then I was thinking about maybe buying here on the pullback, but I never ended up doing it. This could have been a nice little quick trade, but I don't know. I kind of felt like the fact that this thing was selling off over 30% from pre-market highs, and I always say I don't like trading those stocks because that's a big sign of weakness pre-market. So I just kind of left it out, and ultimately it was a good thing because who knows, maybe I would have held and I was hoping, or I would have hoped that it would have eventually broke VWAP, and then we never got that. So who knows, maybe I would have stopped out on this one. So CLRB, I don't know if we're going to be looking at it. They do have an FDA fast track. They have a float under 9 million, 80% gap up in the morning, US biotech. So it definitely fits the criteria quite a bit. And I wouldn't be surprised if pre-market it maybe sold off a little bit and then around 1.5 had a nice red to green move. So that could be an interesting play for CLRB. Otherwise, I'm not sure how I would trade it. Let's quickly go to MTC, our other lead gapper on the day. Although it is kind of trending below VWAP right now and pulling back, but let's kind of review this one quickly. Because this one was up quite a bit, 250% pre-market, 7 million float, Chinese software company, and they had strong financials come out Saturday. I think it was Saturday. So price hit a high of around 365. Now we're about 270. So big resistance here, kind of tapped up to that area. Bigger support at about 2. That's where the 180-day moving average is, plus some support and resistance from before. 2.4 could be an interesting bounce area, and then even bigger support right below to 175. So key support and resistance areas right here below. Also kind of a red to green potential candidate. I think, always you want to be thinking about what is the most obvious lead gap, or what is the most obvious stock that a lot of gap and go traders are going to be looking for. And at first I was thinking EVFM, but it's so thickly traded pre-market, so it might be, I don't know, the opening should be quite interesting. MARK is also one I would like to kind of talk about very quickly here. We got another minute and 50 seconds till the market opens. Big support between 1.8 and $2, resistance around 3. You can see we touched this $3, kind of got rejected here, started pulling back again, about 15% pullback. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm not totally convinced by any one stock. I do like that MARK is kind of making some progress here. It does make me feel like MARK is going to have a little bit of a breakout past maybe 290, maybe hit $3. This could be a very, very quick move. This could all happen in just one candle. So I think MARK on one chart would be kind of interesting. I also just detached my screen and did another chart here. So I'm going to throw up, let's see, probably, it's a little hard to say because MTC, I would probably like to buy it around 2.5. I think that could be a great entry. And then EVFM, I think that there's a really good chance that this might break out higher as well. So got to kind of decide here a little bit on what I want to trade. Another 40 seconds. I'll probably have 100 shares on this one out of the gates, see if we can get a crack here higher. And then I like that rate of change. And then I'll put Mark on my other screen. We got another 30 seconds here. Mark is really, really expanding quickly right now. I'll trade very lightly in the beginning and then ideally get a little bit more aggressive. 13 more seconds, guys. Good luck, everyone. Small position size out of the gates. MARK had a nice start. EVFM pulling back here a little bit. EVFM already has a lot of volume on the day. So far, red candle here. Didn't get that breakout I was expecting. MARK is actually breaking out quite nicely. So far, bigger pullback from EVFM than I was expecting. So definitely was a bit overtraded pre-market. Maybe we can get closer to $6. That would be a great time to buy a potential dip, potential red to green move. Would obviously increase my position size a little bit more. MARK having a bit of a pullback here. This could be a nice little buy at about 2.5. I'm keeping a close eye on it. A little bit shaky TOS out of the gates. Markets are green. Bitcoin down. Here we go. EVFM broke the 6.4 a little bit here. Buying volume coming back just slightly. So far, pretty big selling volume out of the gates. $6.55 building up a little bit of momentum here. This pullback was about 6%. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw maybe a 7-8% pullback for the red to green. Back below 6.5, key support zone. Maybe we'll have a little bit stronger pullback, maybe to 620s. MARK could be having a bit of a move here to the upside as well. MTC had a pretty nice support at 2.5. Watching this one, MTC out of the gates. Could be having a VWAP, a potential break here. $52 getting chipped away a little bit. Let's see if we can get an entry on this one near 54. Looking for a bit of a continuation. $55. Ideally, I want to see a break above the EMA. $56. Let's see if this one holds up a little bit here. Remember, this one does have a FDA approval, 6.5. Small position size here, back in the 40s. 46 getting chipped away. I'm going to stop out here at 640. If we break it, just had some execution issues on this one. Gonna have to close this position a little bit lower than I wanted. Ideally I wanted to risk no more than 10 cents on that one. Had a little bit of issues getting out. That's fine. Looking for that red to green, didn't really get that, but didn't break the 15-minute EMA. I probably could have closed that position a little bit quicker. That's kind of what I was thinking. I tried to close it once. I had some execution issues there because my stop was already triggered. So let's see how this one goes. Unfortunately, I kind of had to sell this one near that perfect low. So let's kind of see just how this one kind of performs here a little bit. Luckily, it was a smaller position size. Very small position size, actually. Let's quickly see what else is going on here. We got MARK. Had that big pullback here to 60. Just kind of watch this one very closely. Looks like this one, could find somewhat of a bottom in here. I just wanted to manage my risk a little bit on that. So first trade, unfortunately, a red one, but let's see how we continue the day. DRAD halted pending news from Colton. Thanks for that. MTC pulling back quite a bit. Yeah, actually DRAD, that's really, really funny because this one got halted pre-market. It's still halted. So this one hasn't even traded yet. Is that even... Oh, halted pending news. Okay, that's why. I was so confused because usually you don't see those pre-market halts like that. So I guess pending news sometimes can trigger it. But usually it's not a volatility halt or anything like that. I'm going to go back to MTC on my other screen. This one's moving quite nicely. Big runner so far, and it's pulling back here. First trade, very, very small. Hopefully got the rust off, got the weekend off a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to groove right into things a little bit better here. Still pulling back, EVFM. All right, Satoshi, thanks for letting me know about that. I'll check it out. $622 seems to act as a bit of support here in this area. Maybe EVFM will eventually have that red to green move, or at least find a little bit of bounce. Big support here right below at 6 in the teens. I definitely see a bounce happening at one point. A lot pulling back this morning, huh? Let's quickly check SKYS. This one also had a bit of a pullback. Got halted, I think. OBLN. Huge move on this one. Not a lot of volume, guys. Very, very low volume. It probably means larger caps are being traded today. A little bit heavier. EVFM having a potential bounce here. My trades aren't showing up, but they should at one point. Probably be taking a little bit more full size on the next trade. MTC having a potential bounce as well. I don't like how choppy MARK is. I don't really like the fact that it's at the end of a potential long route move, or potentially at the end of a long move. $3 big resistance. I mean, there's a good chance it's going to test that $3 zone. But I think there's definitely a lot of eager sellers on this one. MTC found somewhat of a bottom here potentially. I'm still watching that one. Yeah, everything is pulling back. Woo! This is a very different morning than we've seen kind of the first half of April, where everything was just boom, gone. And if you didn't jump on it in the first few minutes, typically, you'd miss a 20, 30, 40% move, or like 9 halts as PHUN or whatever that was. That was a crazy ticker. CJ's calling out OVID. I think EVFM could be doing its bounce. It's Avid Technology. Not really a small cap gap and go that I would be trading. I guess I'm just going to give it the morning a little bit more time, see kind of what it amounts to. At the moment, it definitely seems like maybe it's going to be a bit more of a hot late morning trading day, when maybe some bottoms are, or these small caps have found their bottom a little bit more. You're still short AGFS? EVFM just had one more pullback here. Quite aggressive, 2% move. Time is 9:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wow, it's kind of like the key first 15 minutes are almost over. Luckily, we only have a small loss in the day so far. OBLN constantly keeps catching my eye here. Could break past 1.5. Will be fun to watch. Not sure if I'll be trading it though. Well, bit of a sell-off of a morning. That's totally fine. No need to rush into anything. MTC selling off again. I feel like EVFM has some very awkward kind of like trading phases where it just doesn't really do a lot of trading. It doesn't move at all. It's very unusual. Bit more volume coming in now. Could be a break of the 15-minute EMA right here. The problem I have with EVFM at this point is even if we retest VWAP, which would be a pretty nice move, that's only about 4 or 5%. So let's say you only get a small portion of that move. It's really not too hot of a trade overall. Here we go. 6.4 could be breaking higher here. Not too much volume, but I gotta say it looks all right. I don't know if I wanted to be jumping on this. I was kind of hoping for a quick, nice red degree move, break above the VWAP area, retest 7, take some profits in that area. That was kind of what I was looking for. MTC pulling back really hard right now. A lot of their news came out over the weekend. Biggest percentage on the day. Yeah, Joe, you can do that. Check out the templates right here. It's a good place to link sell orders and stops. EVFM kind of doing what we've expected it to do. Buying here in the low, 625 would have been probably the way to go on this one. I'd probably just be letting it run towards VWAP and then be taking profits right in that area. It's a little bit unfortunate we're not on that, but it would have been not the biggest trade overall. I like the 5-minute chart as well, because that one shows that we did find a little bit of support. Nice call, Satoshi. Look at those buyers coming back on EVFM. That's a nice chunk for sure. At 645. We got a bit more buying volume coming in general as well. 645. Let's see if we can hold this area. Some definitely big selling volume getting thrown at it. Looks like it's going to crack. Here we go. Just about fully chipped away. Phew, there we go. I think there's going to be a nice little bit of support here in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if EVFM broke above the 15-minute EMA. Just got to give it some time. IZEA broke above VWAP. Not really my favorite setup, nor do I like the fact it's sub-dollar, nor do I like the fact that it's on the backside of a big move. All factors I'm not super stoked about. Not sure what kind of catalyst it has. A sales surge. There's some just consistent news here. That could be an interesting one, but it's not my favorite. I do like the fact that we have some decent buying volume coming in on this one. MTC trying to break back above 2.4, but having some big old issues. Whew, EVFM selling off again here. ComCom warning, 653. Getting into that potential reversal time period. I don't really see EVFM breaking the 6.2 area just yet, but I don't know. We'll see what it does. I kind of feel like a little bit of a bottom's going to be coming in here. I mean, $6 is a key support zone. Probably a lot of people are going to be front running it. We've been kind of pulling back pretty consistently for a long time today. Can't believe the SPY is over 300. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. $620 getting tested right now. What do you mean, Corey? I'm in the 40s, not looking good. You're in on EVFM? Satoshi, those are definitely good things to practice on the when you switch to paper or on demand. Especially for Joe. Yeah, Gideon, you're super right. Today is really a rough day for low floats. It was good not being overly, aggressive or biased on any sort of direction on the low caps today. That's why I like to make my first trade smaller, just in case I get kind of on the wrong side first trade of the day. I don't want to have to dig myself out of a hole. MTC Also kind of interesting here. I like the fact that EVFM tried to pull and break 6.2 and it didn't really do it with too much volume. Could be kind of a bullish sign. $6.13 getting tested now. I think it might be worth going back to MARK. Remark Holdings, MARK, rose 25% regarding NASDAQ compliance. So it regained compliance. That's the catalyst it's up on. I don't know. Yeah, definitely getting some movement here. What is M? Let me quickly check that. Microsoft, yeah. Was like, this is a huge move for Microsoft, huh? I mean Macy's. MCSF. That's what I was thinking. And then Mu. Okay, yeah. Man, I haven't been trading typically not trading the large caps, although occasionally I'll be buying in my Roth or something else. I just bought some AT&T actually for my dividend portfolio. That one's got a nice dividend. It's like 7% right now. Yeah, the way Macy's is trading actually quite nice. So this looks like a classic gap and go right here. Gapping up pre-market, holding its highs nicely, consolidating, getting close to above VWAP. Now just imagine instead of 5%, it was 50%. Breaks above 5.5, pulls back to 5.5, and then breaks out perfectly from here. I mean, this is like a perfect gap and go, except tiny percentages. But what's nice about Macy's is you could, obviously buy much more position size. Macy's could be a good swing trade, I gotta say. MTC here breaking higher. I think this is the first one with a trend reversal breaking to the upside. MTC right now at 6.4, instantly pulling back kind of aggressively though. Wouldn't be surprised if we maybe got a little continuation though to at least VWAP. That's what I'm going to be looking for on this one. I'm actually quite bullish on EVFM. I like the fact that it broke 6.2 with very low volume, and then, you know, now it looks like it might be pulling back up again. Kind of reminds me though, I think it was MDGS where I kind of front run this exact move, and then I end up getting chopped out right before it was a nice reversal. So I'm going to give it a bit more time here. Don't really want that to happen again. MTC instantly pulling back, man. What a slow morning here for MTC and a lot of the other small caps. That's true. MARK does look kind of good. Broke above VWAP. My alert didn't go off on it for some reason. Oh, TOS. The love-hate relationship we all have with you. It's not too bad. It's not too bad, Corey. Especially because it's one of the only ones that's kind of performing here. It's also the lead small cap volume stock on the day as well. Alt is popping up on our scanner here. EVFM trying to pull back one more time. All right, let's check out what else we got. ALT, I like the move on it so far. Massive, massive run. That's what made me nervous in the beginning on this one. Just the fact that it's up so much in the last few days. What was the low on this one? I don't even remember. Long-term chart really makes me nervous on this one. Well, it is at least trending higher. We're at least getting a nice gap and go kind of breakout, pullback momentum on this one. So this is, you know, the trend is definitely in the right direction on ALT. So I do like that about it. Bigger resistance at maybe 9.5. MTC pulling back here. IZEA. This is the sub-dollar one we were looking at originally. 8.8, some resistance. I don't like trading in these areas. Backside of a bigger move. OVID actually looks kind of interesting. Just the rate of change on some of these is really uninteresting for me. Six is an interesting zone, the 6 to 5 area. Gap down at 7.28. Big resistance above. I don't know, the room to run on some of these also isn't too exciting for me. OBLIN. You know, if this one finds some decent support at $1, I would maybe consider trading OBLIN. I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. I just got to hope that my alerts go off. A lot of these lower ones don't have that much volume, but they're performing okay. It's 10:06 a.m. Tupperware Brands Corporation. Funny ticker, TUP. 3.5. Kind of some clear support below this one. MBRV holding this area right below $1 though. KYS. Man, it's not a day where I'm overwhelmed with decisions. It's more of a day where I'm just like, RMED actually doesn't look too bad in this area. Public offering, ooh. Common stock offering. Yeah, no longer in compliance. I mean, they're going to try to get up their stock price or else they're going to get delisted. I don't know, probably have a reverse split, although they haven't had a reverse split. So, could be coming. EVFM coming back here to this one. Long-term chart, you know, big support in this area. We could be breaking 6. I'm going to keep a closer eye on this one. Such aggressive pullbacks we've been seeing all morning. Let me check out LK. I think it's not on my scanner anymore because it's I'll have to check why. Yeah, I think the market cap is too big on it, that's why. I'll keep an eye on LK. Threw it up on my former gappers list. This is not my favorite time to be going long on breakouts. 10-10. So let's see what happens here. Just gonna give it a little bit longer. We might see some nice reversals pretty soon here. Otherwise, I might not even do another trade. So let's see what happens. No open positions. I think if EVFM, if this 605 area, if we have a nice little bounce on here, this could be kind of interesting. We have a bit of a reversal in terms of volume on a green candle, so that's kind of nice to see. OBLN breaking higher here. That's something we wanted to watch out for. No real catalyst on OBLN. Yep, at the moment I am, David. EVFM finally broke 6. Big volume on that break. OBLN looks actually quite nice. We had a nice big 5-minute breakout here. Is that cool? Nice. Yeah, it is quite fun. Little Corona time detour. It's a fun place, huh? I am on the East Coast quite a lot. But this year, a little bit more Berlin. I'm kind of watching EVFM and OBLN. Both are actually kind of interesting at the moment. Big volume kind of piling up on both. I think EVFM might be in reversal territory, although it's been selling off quite aggressively, but finally some volumes back in on this one, so that's quite interesting. Yeah, it's true. I'd be going in probably with a position size on EVFM of about 150 and OBLN with about 800. $10.13 now. Yeah, EVFM, man, just constantly pulling back. Keeping a close eye here on OBLN. I think we might have a little crack of 1.2. Maybe I'll be able to get some in the teens. I'm not sure. I'm looking for a continuation here. I think this is one of the hotter movers, actually. More dollar volume flooding in it. I don't like the fact that there's no major catalyst on it. And it's near, on the daily, it's huge resistance at 1.5, making me very uncomfortable. A lot of these stocks are making me uncomfortable today. Or they're at least not making me super thrilled to be trading them, which is kind of the same thing. Oh Lord, what is that gonna do? There's definitely a good bit of buyers on EVFM around $6. There's definitely a bunch of eager beavers trying to get along on that one. Gideon's watching SRNE. Kind of want to pull it up. Right, I'm kind of locked in right now between EVFM and OBLN. I feel like one more ticker would throw me off totally. $10:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. EVFM does look kind of good above 6. Pulled all the way down to 93. 605 could be getting chipped away here. $605 getting chipped, could be gone. Here we go. Boom. 610 instantly. OBLN breaking out as well. Breakout looks very shaky. Breakout nonetheless. EVFM could be having a nice little 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback here. MTC is still pulling back, huh? LK is a nice one. That one's just really moving. That could be a really solid swing maybe if it holds its highs. Here we go. EVFM pulling back. Support instantly came in at 609. EVFM is definitely a bit of a slow mover for sure. For EVFM to be our lead gapper on the day, it's definitely been a little bit slower than expected. This could be a nice break above 6.2. See if we can get an entry on a quick pullback here. Not sure if we will. I'm watching LK as well for potential entry. 612 could be breaking out though. Not sure if we're going to get an entry on EVFM just yet, but maybe we'll get it later in the day if we don't get this one, which is fine. Huge dip buyers on LK. EVFM testing $6 here. $6.01 acted as support. Not sure if we're going to get an entry on it. Actually going to move down my limit order a little bit. Remove my limit order for now. I was hoping to get a pullback and then a continuation, which could be happening right here. But just, you know, later in the day trading, it's gonna take a little bit longer here. So who knows? Maybe I'll even get a trade after the stream. But at the moment, I'm not super stoked about anything. Just very quickly checking out MTC. This one could have found a bit of support. Slow day. Very slow day. Constant big selling volume. I feel like usually I'd be pretty aggressive with EVFM on a setup like this. I just don't like that we're still in a downwards trend. Boom, that was the big pullback, huh? 98. That was the one. Well, for the Monday after a long weekend, I was kind of expecting there to be a bit more excitement in the overall small cap world, but I think, you know, the markets are pretty happy. They're doing all right. Small caps are just kind of, I don't know, maybe all the traders are hungover or something like that. Sometime this week, AGFS. Let me check this one out a little bit here. It's definitely still in a upwards trend. There's huge resistance above it at 380. I don't really see this one going probably past 4, so that's probably good, but that'd be a big potential stop. Low of $1. I don't know. It's really tough to say. But $3 definitely held. Definitely big buyers there. So now it's going to be retesting the highs, probably 355. Might even retest 375. Might try to break 4. It's hard to say. Look at EVFM, just so unexciting. So good thing we didn't enter this one, although, you know, the floor could be in, the reversal could be trying to start. 1027. I'm about to make me a pina colada. Mark has just been, M-A-R-K has just been just consolidating this whole time. Maybe we'll get a break at one point on this one. Even a perfect entry and a perfect exit on a really, really big dip past VWAP breakout. I mean, that's only 7% gain. So it's, you know, 7% is what we're looking for on a 20% move or a 15% move. So not sold on that one. I kind of like on EVFM how this could be a higher low. Maybe this is a trend reversal here. MTC making some progress. Pulling back a little bit at 622. 15-minute EMA might be holding here. Whoa. That was quite the sell-off, I gotta say. Oh yeah, Satoshi, that sounds really good. I think I'm like salivating a little bit over here, just dreaming about that thing. EVFM is looking good again. It's kind of the first higher low on EVFM. Satoshi, that's what I like to hear. LK has pulled back quite a bit, huh? I think we're going to get some reversals here. I really like what we're seeing. EVFM is kind of a little bit promising in this area. MTC might even be reversing as well. It just had a very, very aggressive quick pullback, which didn't make me super excited about it. I'm looking at EVFM for a potential entry here at 6.6. Instantly another pullback though. It's just exactly what's making me a bit unexcited about all these. Low volume and just constantly pulling back. This is definitely not really the gap and go strategy anymore. If anything, we're going to be looking for major support lines, major reversals, big bounces. That's what I like about MTC at about $2. Be cool to even see $2 break and then a bounce back above $2. With EVFM, I was looking for that $6 to break and then kind of hold, but it broke with pretty decent volume, which made me a little bit nervous here in this area. Nice, Satoshi. I'm quite curious to see what you learned. Yeah, so for me, I mean, I don't want to rush into anything. I don't want to, overtrade, and anything I feel like I do now would be kind of overtrading unless I, was very patient. I waited for some sort of setup to maybe show a bit better of a trend, but that could take, an hour or two, or it could happen in the next 30 minutes. But I think we'll probably give it another maybe 15 minutes or so and then wrap up the stream. You guys have any questions for me? Thinking if there's anything else we should review quickly. I don't know if you guys saw the recap video. I mean, the trade journal out in the last couple of days, but the stats page is running really, really nice. Here you can see my stats actually. I have a few of my crypto trades in here that I got to get rid of. Once I get rid of the crypto trades, this will be purely the gap and go challenge. I'm actually building out a filter system right now, so we'll be able to filter for the actual gap and go challenge. If you look at my trades, they're almost all part of gap and go. These are all gap and go recently. And you can see how slow of a May it has been for me. Just small winners, small losers, no major real game changer trades. We had BLIN was that quick one. That was like our only real nice one. This is one of my slowest months in the challenge. I don't know. That's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you're in a little bit of a weird phase, and then you just gotta make it survive until you thrive, right? So here you can have filters, so we can actually sort all of our trades for this $25,000 challenge. That does not yet work for the stats page. So once that works for the stats page, I'll probably more on a regular basis, we'll be reviewing these trades a little bit more and then kind of going back and analyzing these together. But right now, like I said, it's I just need to build the filter system out for this one. And if anyone's wondering, Trade Journal is totally free. Manny's wondering about airline stocks. That's an interesting question. I have a friend that went pretty long, like 2 weeks ago, on airline stocks and cruise lines, and some bounced a little bit, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how much more they're going to go down. One good thing to keep in mind though is when everyone thinks airlines are gone forever, that's usually a good time to buy them. So if you have like an office job, this is actually quite nice. I had a co-working space, and I went to the co-working space all the time. And I remember like in January or February during the 2018 crypto bubble, everybody at the office was talking about buying crypto. And that would have been the perfect time to sell crypto. And that's actually when I sold all of my XRP. and that was one of my best swing trades. So I think in regards to the airline stocks, you know, it's pretty negative out there. It might go a little bit lower, but I think there's going to be a nice handful of winners. I also do think there's going to be some bankruptcies with the airline stocks. I'm not sure which ones yet. I don't really have a strong opinion, but I think if you just diversify among the airline stocks, you'll probably have 100% returns on a pretty decent amount of your holdings within a few weeks or months. And that should ideally outweigh any that go bankrupt. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Good question, Manny. Write your guys' favorite airline stocks. Maybe we could look into some. This is probably one of the slower trading days of the challenge. Let's see here. May was a pretty good month overall. I was just dropping the ball left and right. I think it's because I was in this whole like makeup for April phase because I was sick, and then April was like a break-even month, so I don't know. I was also mixing up two of my strategies, and I kind of realized that like a week ago, like I'm trading my long-term swing strategy with my gap and go strategy, and that's how I was making a lot of mistakes. Delta Airlines, DAL. It'd be interesting to see how Delta survives. Yeah, this is what I mean by potential big time returns. I mean, like you hold one of these, and if Delta is around and doesn't go bankrupt, I mean, you have that 100% return potential if this thing goes back to like 45 with probably, you know, a few months, which is quite nice. But yeah, I think if you just diversify your risk, this is actually looking really good because this one had a bit of a triple bottom, broke to the downside, and now pulling back up. There's clearly big support here, big buyers at $20. So that's quite interesting things to think about. These are my favorite kind of trades. You identify a clear support zone. You have pullbacks to these areas. You buy the pullbacks. I typically sell within 10 to 15% on the bounces, depending on the stock. And I mean, if it's really really strong in the first bounce, I'll hold longer. But it's nice. Yeah, Satoshi's been going long. I don't think Boeing's going anywhere because there really is only two aircraft creators, Boeing and Airbus, and I don't see that being an issue. I think it's more the actual airlines, not so much the manufacturers that are, I mean, obviously the manufacturers are having issues as well, but Southwest. It looks like there's a bit of a recovery here actually in the airlines today. Maybe that's what's moving the markets up a little bit. MGM, I was just talking about MGM with a friend today about going long MGM and their other real estate company, the LLC, what's it called, MGP or something like that. They have a really nice dividend. Could be a really good REIT. MGP. Also a bit of a gap up day. Definitely missed this one. Buying this one below 15 would have been awesome. It was not really on my radar. This one instantly recovered. I mean, wow, wow, wow. Nice, Satoshi. George's wondering what the $25,000 challenge is. If you guys are interested to learn about trading small caps, specifically the gap and go strategy, where it's quite nice. I mean, technically you only have to be trading an hour a day, and that's why I'm learning this new strategy. We've already grown the account from 4 to about 6.5 thousand because we've already paid ourselves several times. So it'll actually probably 6.6 thousand. So I'm doing good on the challenge. It's just, for me, it's been a slow month. But I have a whole video on the $25,000 gap and go challenge. In the video description below, it's actually the first link. And then when you click on tradejournal.co/connect, it's right on the right-hand side. And then it brings you to a video that goes through the strategy. It goes through position sizing, how we do it, how we trade every day under $25,000. Since the, how do we get around the pattern day trader rule? It kind of lays the foundation for the whole entire challenge. Pen Gaming. We'll have to check that out, JETS. Man, all these stocks just want to buy all of them. And Global Jets, that's interesting. I actually wasn't aware about this ETF solutions. Nice little VWAP bounce here for sure. LK is another stock I might trade later today. I think there's a lot of things I'm looking to trade. MTC has a lot of buyers here. Check this out. On the 215, we got 878,000 shares ready to go. Something just broke. OBLN is at or above 111. EB, let me check it out. I'm not totally sure. I don't really like how this one has such low volume. If anything, this is easy something to get stuck into. I swing trading wise, I have no idea. Eventbrite as a user, I feel like this is the company I'm always forced to use when I go to an event, but I never use it till I go back to another event like a couple months later that forces me to use it. I'm not sure if how I feel about it. I would have to look more into the company itself. It does have a price target of $12. That's quite nice. I think in general, good support. And if you believed in this company in general, although it does have a pretty strong downwards trend, there is decent support here. And if you put maybe a hard stop at 7.5, which is risking about 10%, you could maybe see $12 get hit. That's a 30% return. That's good potential swing trade risk reward. So I think EP could be an interesting pick. Ideally for like a Roth IRA or something like that, so you don't have to stress too much about closing that position or something like that. Definitely don't use your day trading account for it. Check out EVFM, guys. This is why we cut our losses. I mean, this thing has just been trending down, down, down all day today. INVVY. All right, guys, I'm going to be wrapping up here in a little bit. I'm going to be looking at MTC for sure, without a question. I like the amount of buyers at 215, but if that breaks, then it might not be that interesting again. So we'll see how it goes. IVVY pulling back here. Wow. Look at this thing. Absolutely crazy. We had a really big day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days ago. That must have been like Monday, I think it was. 800%, 500%. Look how it touches these big support and resistance areas so perfectly. So clearly at 15, people got kind of scared. Looks like there's another key area here at 16.7. $20. No catalyst. This could be just a giant short squeeze, guys. This is what short squeezes look like. It's basically people holding on to shorts too long, hoping the stock will eventually go back to where it should go, because most likely it is actually a $3 stock. I have no idea. I'm just, saying. And they keep holding, and then they get the margin calls, and then they get forced liquidated. So you got to watch out with going short sometimes. I mean, this on no catalyst, this is a extremely irrational news move. I'd be careful. I would, if I was trading long this, I wouldn't hold it very long. 30% pop though, not too bad. I think we might see some really nice little pops today, maybe late morning, evening. But so far, trading small caps in the morning was really today. Stocks, PENN, DKNG, and MGM. Yeah, really interesting casino stocks actually. I'm thinking about going long some myself in my long-term accounts, especially like with REITs and building up my Roth a bit more. When P Pro just got LK, sorry. Chris thought LK was delisted. Oof, that's not good. DKNG, why does that one not ring a bell right now? DraftKings, yeah, okay. I don't even know if I've even looked at their chart before. I don't really think they're going anywhere anytime soon. $25 seems important. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting stock to watch. DraftKings definitely trending over VWAP. That's a good sign for the day, intraday. See if it can break that 32 area. I'm gonna put an alert on this one actually. But usually when I'm investing, I'm not trading breakouts. I'd rather trade a dip. DFFN is moving. We had that alert, remember, pre-market, we set it at 1.5. See if DFFN starts breaking above that. Not a lot of volume today, but that's kind of just because it's rocketing just now. 80% pre-market, and then the FDA response accelerated. That's not too shabby. Big buying volume here. Angie's talking about HTBX. Man, I'd be really worried about a DPO on this one. Nice little trend to the upside on HTBX. We actually traded it not too long ago. This little spike to the upside. Right now on the backside of the big move, got to break past 1.1. I like how it's above the 180-day moving average. Not too much volume in this area though, but could be interesting. Long-term wise, oof, it's rough. David, yeah. Stock twits is sometimes quite comedic. I mean, I wouldn't want to be short in these areas on LK. Yeah, that's true, Angie. That's definitely true. There should be a reason though it gets delisted. It shouldn't just happen for no reason. Big buyers just came in with MTC. Huge buyers. Big volume just got really thrown around on this one. Look at that. Big orders. You can see them just coming through here. So yeah, MTC, like I've kind of been saying for a while now, this could be the one I might trade a little bit later in the day, especially if we see a bit of a trend reversal. If we see $2 hold, I think it might. Vishal, definitely check out that $25,000 challenge video. Go to the video description, tradejournal.co/connect. Check out that video. Leave a comment if you have some questions, and then start just joining us every morning at 9:15 a.m. Oof. Oh man, yeah, David, that's oh yeah, I feel you, man. That's why if I'm swing trading, I'm typically doing it in my IRA account. That way I don't have to worry about that money. I don't swing trade in my day trading account. For several years now. But this challenge is very new for me. I'm doing this challenge to learn a new trading strategy. That's why it's called the $25,000 challenge, focused on gap and go trading. Which is very specific. Basically, at this point, we're not gap and go trading anymore. It's really just like the first hour of the morning. Nice, Vishal. Happy to hear, man. Very cool. I've never been to India. It's one place I still need to visit. Actually, most of Asia I have not been to. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Like I said, MTC, I'm watching it pretty closely. Any of the lead gappers I'm watching, anytime you see a trend reversal, you could maybe bet that I'm going to be trading it. Would like to hold on to something a little bit longer in the afternoon, but nothing's really guaranteed. Nice, Angie. Happy to hear that. But it was good fun being back here again. I was getting a little antsy yesterday. I was ready to go. So I'm just happy to be back. Unfortunately, today was a bit slower day, but I think Wednesday, we're probably going to get some more action into things. So I'm looking forward to that. But again, you got to trade the market you're in. And if there's no action, you just got to take it a little bit slower. And I kind of felt pre-market that somehow it was a little bit dry. So knowing that allowed me to definitely manage my risk a little bit. Unfortunately, LK, this is the one that ripped. This one had a perfect red to green move and just absolutely shot up. And this is what I was waiting for with EVFM, but we didn't get that red to green move. So that's a bit unfortunate. So that would have been the perfect red to green. EVFM. you know, it sold off after 6, but now it's kind of trending potentially back to the upside. Could be an interesting one to watch right here at 5.9. Let's see if it retests this area. Just percentage-wise, it's not that interesting to me. I would probably even want it to come down further, maybe to 5.5 or something like that before I go long EVFM. But again, I do think at one point today we're going to have some nice reversals. I just got to massage my knees a little bit before then. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like if you're new here. You know, definitely consider subscribing. I'm going to come out with a recap video a little bit later, and then every day when the markets are open, we trade the market open and review the watch list first. It's always good fun here. Community is constantly growing. If you're looking for a place to document your trades, check out tradejournal.co. It's totally free, and some big improvements coming that way as well. Till next time, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.